Hey, I have no idea what I'm doing right now, but I was about to buy a bunch of tarot cards. And I am stopping myself and interrupting my absurd spending of money for things I don't need. And we're just gonna play with some cards because I don't feel like spending all that money on all those cards on Amazon. There's so many good ones, and there's no one here to tell me not to do it. My right ear is popping. I don't know what that means to you guys or for you. Wiggle your toes, please. Shake your little booty or your big booty, whatever. Take a deep breath. Obviously, breathe it out. Oh, it's 5:59 a.m. on, where are we? Sunday, January 2nd, 2022. I'm just going with the flow. I don't know what we're reading for. I have no idea. What I do know is I don't really want to do a collective type of energy reading. So it's just whatever. Maybe it's just something for you to hear for like the next 5 minutes or something. Long enough for me to not want to buy all that stuff. Sorry, deck's upside down. Okay, well, that doesn't count. Let me do it again. Is this deck upside down? Mike the Myomancer, why are you confusing me? An upside down connection. To slow down and see the details and the finer things. Oh, they're both number 6. Balancing something out, mirroring something. But the thing being mirrored is broken up in 2 numbers instead of 1. That sounds like someone making peace with their ego, their shadow side, their dark side. That's cool. Someone could be seeing something in someone else that shows them to themselves, but in a different way. It's kind of like looking in a mirror and seeing 2 possibilities of what you could be, or how you already are, but in 2 different versions. Like putting the number 6 in front of a mirror, but the reflection is 4 and 2. So then we have 6, 4, 2, 12. Which goes back down to 3. So in a collective working together to see itself differently. See what it already is. I don't know, it feels like cotton candy to me, trying to figure it out. Ooh, cotton candy would be so good right now. The Bright Mother. The Singer of Transfiguration. 7-11. It's like a divine egg cracking. You know what this reminds me of? Like your mom vacuuming the floor and she's like, lift up your feet. And you lift up your feet and suddenly in that process you put your feet back down in a whole different world. Like the floor is just cleaner. The environment is just cleaner. It's like all just subtly different. I keep seeing the image of cracking an egg into a frying pan, vacuuming and lifting the legs. Hmm. Nope, doesn't count. Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay, wait a minute. Rewind. Slow it down. What the fuck? I don't even want to put these on here. It feels like I'm trying to hold water in my hands. Like, don't look at it. Okay, I won't look at it. I won't look at it. Okay. Nope, doesn't count. Nope, doesn't count. I'm seeing the infinity symbol on a black background, swirling in on itself, and it's silver light, but it's spinning so fast it turns gold. And then it spins so fast it explodes into a star. See? Ooh, that feels weird. That feels weird. It feels like I'm seeing the words embryo of light in flux. It's like plasma encased in something and it's about to crack that something out. Like out of that something. Out of that. I wonder what this is. I can't even really fully see it. I know I'm looking at something. But I feel like such a child being shown something that I don't comprehend. It's giving me an entire new way of looking at it. 4 plus 6 is 10. And someone is lifting my consciousness up so I can see what it is I'm looking at. Because what it looks like to me is a child lifting its feet up for a second while its mother vacuums. And then in that process, something happens. It's like an aha moment. Or like a really cute memory, an experience you remember, a feeling that's felt or that you're being asked to feel. And it's like a gentle nudge on the eggshell when you're about to break the egg to pour it into a frying pan. It's just a very simple, gentle emotion. And emotions are energy, right? In motion. So it's a very simple energy. And energy travels through something. which means it's a thread that is in the tapestry of everything, which means it's a part of everything, which means it's not just about you or me, it's about everything. Suddenly going, like lifting their feet and then putting them back down, but they're somewhere else. But in that entire time, something's lifting them up to do it. It's like playing peekaboo with a kid. And then when you hear the laughter of that child, when they start giggling, when you go boo and they start laughing their little butts off, it's like that energy wiggles this energy with the vibration of the child's laughter, and it causes that. It's like the first rumblings when you're boiling a pot of water. All those little bubbles. My mouth is moving so weird, so differently. I don't get it. I'm having difficulty pronouncing and enunciating, or at least I feel like I am. It's like I'm highly aware of how little I feel. I don't know if I said this already or not, but I really feel little right now. And not like hunched in and shy and timid, but like little, like the littlest species. The littlest. Like we thought humans were tall. No, humans are the fairies compared to every other life form anywhere in existence. Like that's how little I feel. Teeny. It's like what we think is a star is something completely different. It's like somebody's massive aura in space. But we're so tiny, it looks like a giant star. We think we're on like hundreds of miles of land, but we're so little. It's like we're kind of just in someone's backyard experiment. I feel so little. I don't get it. I feel like I'm in a jar. I feel like a little fairy house. And she's peeking into the house. Like, I feel really little, you guys. Like, littler than that. Like, so little that I think that the entirety of what's in there is this universe. Really little. It's a really weird feeling. It's like graceful terror. Yeah, see, I feel like I'm stuck in my head trying to figure it out. But I'm not even trying to figure it out. It's some part of me that's trying to figure it out. But there's nothing to figure out. I mean, you just look up, right? And of course, I'm going to look up right now. There's that hummingbird again. Whoa. You ready? The world and Seven of Cups. Now you see the way. Right? See? Right. That is a lot of messages, isn't it? All depicting a mother. Empress, bright mother, the world. The mother energy. Freeing a swan stuck somewhere in a lower world when it's capable of being in a higher world. And it's like the maiden, mother, and crone aspects, like Hecate or Hell. They were helping others find the way to the swan so that they could help the swan and the swan could help them fly up to the mother energy. So the mother energy could transform all that lower stuff into birds and butterflies and then close one chapter of an entire lunar epoch type of thing where there was only certain things being viewed to where it's something grand being viewed. That the moon you thought you saw was the crystal ball being held by an even greater goddess or mother figure or whatever, a bigger universe. One universe held within another universe, held within another universe, held within another. And everything came together through the Seven of Cups, the collective illusions of everything that lead back to a truth of oneself, that leads back to the end is the beginning and the beginning is the end. Just as the bright mother is holding a sphere, looking at her creation, so is Gaia holding a sphere, looking at her creation. So is the gods before and the gods after, looking at their creations. And in between, here's the human race trying to get out of their own heads, to see the light and the hope being sent. To see through the illusions. And who were the illusions and traps made by? Other people's opinions. Swords that had nothing to do with the swan. But it was making this message not be able to be heard because it was surrounded by other people's opinions and judgments, other people's truths, other people's empires, other civilizations, other timelines, other blah, other whatever. And then here comes a little truth going, hey, just look up and fly the other way. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be, one cup out of seven. It doesn't all have to be, the physical world. There's so much more just over there and over in the clouds. And once you're there and you look at it, you get a higher perspective. You get a whole different view of it all. All I wanted to do was go buy some tarot cards. How are we doing this now? I don't know, but it's been 20 minutes and there have been a lot of messages. I still want to buy tarot cards. Dang it. Are you sure it's these three? Are you certain? Yep, you're certain. Queen of Pentacles. Tree of Life. Page of Wands. The Hierophant. The Queen of Wands. Look at all that color returning back to life, to people. Look at that. A message being sent to someone, that someone singing the message outward, and then it changing how everything else is done. Look at it. Do you see it? Someone helping you to see things differently. Igniting something, that thing being ignited, changing on a collective level one by one. The song being played changing to a higher vibrational song of what you've been singing all along as a species, and then changing how society's done. The Hierophant no longer being someone with two people kneeling in front of them, but instead being one with the earth. Kind of like having it be a requirement that if you're going to be in a position of power or a position of governance in any way or a position of civil service, you'd have to do ayahuasca a few times and have a ceremony with a proper shaman to open your inner sight. Then you get to decide what you do with the lives of other people when you realize the interconnectedness of all those other people and yours with them. Then we can decide as a planet what to do out there. And we can take care of here first. Because there's still something else there in between. And if we can't see that, and we're not taking care of this, and we're leaving others in this, how are we ever going to find our way to true that? If each branch is going off in its different direction and it's doing its own thing, sharing a different message, sharing a poison or a vine that's like allergic to someone else, like a poison ivy or a poison sumac or something. Like, wait, we can't be just looking at it as a poison or as something broken, right? It has to be like, that's part of the greater collective. Everybody drank from those cups. Everybody. We all drank from the cup of time illusion, and money being limited. We all drank from the cup of the mother-father wounds. We all drank from the cup of all the archetypal wounds, their shadows and the light. We drank from the cup of all the, 7 deadly sins. We did all of it as a species. But we kind of missed the point. It's kind of as silly as being on a planet and tearing the planet apart. I mean, I don't even need to say anything else about that. It's literally as dumb as living on a planet and destroying the planet you're living on. There can't be a greater stupidity among any species than that. It is the basic fundamental quote unquote sin we avoid. We destroyed our home, right? At some point, we destroyed our home. We destroyed who we were. We destroyed who we could be. And we left the wreckage. Instead of transforming it into something better, we left pieces of us behind. And just maybe you as an individual person reflecting itself as infinite amounts of life forms. Maybe the you that you are is one of the butterflies you didn't want to see yourself as because you thought you were a specific one. Hi, Lily. There's a heater behind that, and she cozies up underneath the heater, well, underneath the chair next to the heater. If that community tab was still open, I'd be posting more pictures of her for you guys. But I don't really use Instagram at all. At all. Like, I haven't posted anything over there in like over a year. Facebook, I share stuff I find funny or helpful, but I don't really do anything on there to post anything. Like, maybe just some update pictures. And weird channeled messages. My family must think I'm so weird. Whatever. The initiation. Crossing the threshold. You ready to realize where you were looking at? And the world you thought you were in is just a teeny, weeny, weeny part of the real world. Look at that. Look at all the possibilities people overlook. All because you thought you were in there. And that was all there was. And then lightning strikes and you go, whoa, wait a minute. What the hell's over there? And then you step out over there and you look up and you see gods and goddesses and different asteroids and planets being formed and shaped. And then someone going grocery shopping and then someone raising a kid. And then a bunch of different people of different species having dinner together, walking down the street, drinking their slushies. And they're like hot dogs and stuff, things they're going to hold and eat. Like, I'm seeing all this. And then I'm seeing someone just standing there like dumbstruck, like, oh my God. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Real unity. When over here, what you thought was, oh my God, we have to fight over every little bit of light and land. All right, you go fight over your sandbox. We're going to go shape planets now. Layers of them. There she is again. Anna, grandmother of Jesus. Seeding the light, laying foundations in the divine plan. Look at that face. Look at it. Focus. Come on. Ugh. I'm not adding a camera to the list. There's already too much stuff. Oh my God. I spent like a week unboxing Amazon packages. Air filter, cat food, carpet cleaner, juice thing. know what it's called. And then freaking tarot cards, like every deck ever made, and then oracle cards, every deck ever made, and then some sparkly curtains, and then freaking why not an entire box of candles, charcoal, and frankincense. I mean, you might as well just add in a cat tree in there too, right? Oh my God. And then they're like, why don't you window shop? Because I'm one click away. Oh, jeez. Those decks are all the way over there. I am not getting them. No. What card do you need me to pull to tell that message? Which deck? Is that a deck? No. It's tarot. No, we did tarot. I don't know how to read that. I'm not going to spend time looking that up. No. Oh, fine. Why? Why? Why does it have to be both at once? Squeaky chair. Ow. Stability, constancy. I'm just seeing that as the eye of God peeping you. Hey, I see you. Look at how it looks like that evil eye protection. Ooh, baby Jesus or God, a great mother is looking at all the world and all the secrets they're keeping. Look at that. Spirit's always watching you. You think you're keeping secrets, aren't you? But you're doing something sneaky. Hiding behind black robes and whatever. Under things that you call them holy and sacred, but they're really not. Big Daddy sees you. Don't get you. Don't be naughty. Don't be naughty. Look at that. Y'all better not be naughty. Santa Claus's naughty list ain't the only thing you have to worry about. There are beings out there we don't even know anything about. Why did you have me pick both of these together? This is so hard to shuffle. You get better at shuffling. Okay. Don't make me say it. I ain't afraid of you. Sweetheart. Huh? Some of you are going to be feeling like this when this happens on the world stage. You're going to be like, thank you. Thank you, Sky Daddy. Thank you, Sky Mommy. Thank you, Big Daddy. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, Source. Thank you, all the spiritual realms and all that helped uncover this terrible behavior. Thank you, those that kept your heart pure. I don't want to say those words. I don't want to bring the vibration down. So say it. Thank you. What you thought would never be seen, and that which you thought was never going to receive justice, rest assured, it has been seen, and justice will be brought. You don't even have to worry about it anymore. Just be grateful that there is a higher power that sees even what you don't know about. Look at that. Look at that. And look at that. And look at you looking down on those people. Not in judgment, but like melancholy. Like, why didn't you, evil geniuses change your ways before it was too late? It's like those with pure hearts kind of feel the sadness that it had to, the dark forces or whatever had to be ejected off the planet, because there was like some pure innocent hope in you that everybody could be redeemed. And maybe they can, they're still in that place, so maybe they can be like, they see the light. But those of you that are pure-hearted, don't you dare for a second waste that pure, beautiful energy on feeling anything negative in terms of being not good enough or carrying traumas or thinking you're unworthy of being loved. Like, don't think that way. Don't keep yourself in the trap they wanted you to be in. See the inner world with your inner eye, the way you want it to be, not the way you think it should be. Because the way you think it should be is only there because of your perception of what you think is. And when that changes, don't be someone that you will regret how you behaved, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's comical how much this is being shown to me as a message from your future self regarding hindsight, what they wish they could have done better. And their message to you is release the sadness and release the unforgiveness, the need to see someone or something else punished. Release that so you don't manifest that in your reality, and you give it to God and let spirit handle the quote unquote bad guys. You stay in your open heart and just allow the universe to provide for you so that your hands can provide for others. You see how there's a rose in her hand? It's not wilted. And the rose is from this garden here. So that the abundance coming to you goes to others, and then the abundance goes through them to others. Now, this could be just you having a conversation with someone. It's not just money. There's love notes in there. There's trinkets and toys. There's houses. There's ribbons. There's like all sorts of things. The eyes are covered. So it's not just about what you see in the physical world. It's about your presence with someone, something, some place, some aspect of yourself. Being at home within yourself and sharing that vibration with others gives them a sacred place to see and to see the light, so they can put down that little book of, analyzing brains, and realize they also stand in the light. It's not just about what you're looking at. It's about what spirit is showing you. TikTok. Look at that. I know some of you watching right now have big references on what that TikTok means. There's many of you who even have videos named TikTok. TikTok. Friend or foe? What side are you really on? No more wishy-washy. No more overanalyzing. No more walking down a path while looking down another. No more waiting to feel so much regret until you change your ways. The cup of self-love is right there. Love yourself enough to realize we're all a family and we're all helping each other. And we're meant to help each other. We're supposed to be a family of God, not, just a family of light, or a family of Care Bears, or a family of whatever. No, all of it. All of it or none of it. Either we all are or none of us are. Because in those eyes, the eyes of God, do you really think there's a difference in the roles you're playing here? Everyone's doing something that God has divinely planned to do, right? So, which one are you? Ooh. I am gonna go have me a snack because I'm not gonna deal with this energy. That was like, yeah. That's cute. Okay. Those of you that, how do I put this really overgenerally? Don't be so paranoid about what your partners are doing and release the past. Do you see that face right there? She's wearing a headband, has tentacles, or lots of really thick hair. Almost looks like a lioness or a cat. Side profile. Anyway, quit being so paranoid about your partners. Quit watching so many readings with negative kind of, tune into a higher thread. And the cliques out in the world, the cliques, CLIQUES. If you're going to remain a part of that mentality, that's fine. But recognize that we're all God, we're all source, and that being it's almost like throwing the first stone, but it's almost like recognize that when you throw those stones, they're still bouncing in your auric field first. So it's almost like be welcoming, but have boundaries, know thyself, and know the thyself of others as well as you can, which means be respectful, be kind, be authentic, be honest, be blunt, eliminate the sugarcoating as much as possible, but be graceful, be constructive, be wise, be willing to learn and to teach, be the beautiful self that you are, no matter what anybody else thinks. But if someone comes to you with constructive advice, listen, because sometimes people of a lower vibration, when they come towards someone of a high vibration, to the point of view of that person in the high vibration, the low vibrational person looks a little iffy, don't they? And if someone's in flux of vibrational shifts constantly, it's not your place to judge how they are bringing about message to you or to others. You're supposed to be listening to the message, just like when you are expecting others to hear your message, instead of hearing you or judging you or complimenting you as a person. You are there doing God's work. You are a mouthpiece for spirit or spirits. Therefore, it's not about you, the flesh and bone person. It's about the message. So make certain that what you are truly judging and pointing out or claiming as fact in regards to another person is actually about the other person and not what you secretly are unaware of in regards to yourself that is being reflected back at you with a pure light. That makes it very clear exactly what the issue is. Okay? I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Really take care of each other. Don't be afraid if you see an alien. Don't assume the worst. But, don't be an idiot either. Don't dismiss the obvious in front of, like, oh, that's fake. Oh, that's real. Oh, that's a lie. Oh, that's the truth. Don't try to gaslight yourself, okay? Check in with yourself. Cleanse your bodies as much as you can, always. Like, eat the fruit of the earth. Fruits, berries, nuts, veggies, melons, greens, even pine needles. You could make tea out of those, I think. There's so much. White mulberry tree leaves, red mulberry tree leaves, mulberry itself. And that stuff grows all across the streets, and you people think it's just a berry that paints the floor purple. But it's like free food growing for you. Like, learn to see things differently, because the filter the entire species has been using to see life is kind of distorted. And when you actually see what's there, you really will have wanted that the person you are now is and behaves at a higher vibration than the person you are now. Because you know you're capable of it, but there's something that had been preventing you from doing it. So maybe rewatch this video and address that part in yourself and let it be. Because you're shifting timelines constantly. You don't have to immediately repair something or go into massive amounts of, self-analyzation. Sometimes you can just say, I'm done with that, and move on and change your pattern. Sometimes you can just, quit a bad habit and be done with it, because the best version of you doesn't do that, and you're taking one step, which means this step, you're going to take it without making it 1,000 different steps. Just do it. You want to quit eating sugar? Just do it. Eat something else. Go get berries. You want to quit smoking? Just fucking do it. There isn't a reason to even, drag it out, or literally drag it out. No, just do it. You don't have to make it final. Tell your subconscious you'll do it again at some point. And let it be. Watch a bee video. Those really help. So, and I'm saying that because I've quit smoking and it's actually been helping. Because there are so many tarot cards I want to buy. And really, that energy can be spent elsewhere. So just done with it. And I've literally been done with it. It's been days. It really has been. I even have a pack I haven't opened. I just leave it there and I look at it. Like, okay, cool. Do I still crave you? Nope. All right. It's just in your head. And if you can take care of that, then what's the deal, right? Why bother causing a fuss over anything? Just kind of go with the flow, but literally. And I'm not excusing any negative behavior from anybody. But what I'm saying is, if you were on a stage playing a role, would you continue the character portrayal from the screen and scene you were doing before? You change it, right? It's kind of like the 16-year-old you versus the 26-year-old you versus the 86-year-old you. The 86-year-old you is not going to play so similarly to your 16-year-old self, right? Like you can go into a retirement home and see like a 100-year-old person, and they're not sitting there playing video games or flipping tarot cards or whatever. They're doing something completely different. Their face looks different, their demeanor, their behavior, it's totally different. You look back on somebody in a picture in the 1920s, it's totally different than somebody in the picture of 2020. So maybe if you look at yourself and life differently and allow yourself to be different, then you can grow gracefully instead of needing a tower moment to collapse under you so you can rebuild the house you're in to suit it better for you, you know? It's kind of like a hermit crab moving to a bigger crab shell. Like, what if the hermit shell finds one, or the hermit crab finds a shell that's way too big for it? Is it going to be like, no, I'm not going to take that? Or is it going to take it and grow into it? Because it's there for you, right? Everything in the universe is there for you. The only thing in your way is you and what you think about yourself and what you think about other people. So if you can put that aside and just let every other version of God be that version of God, but offer your input appropriately instead of bursting into global, Armageddon scenarios. If you can just maybe talk it out, if you can maybe just be honest and like kind as a species, instead of he said, she said, looking for things that aren't there, looking for ghosts in the dark, all that stuff, just for a moment, pretend that was an entire different reality and just be at peace where you are. That way, you can start vibrating and resonating towards a sort of reality where you're one itty bitty step closer to utopia. Instead of constantly waiting for the bad guy to get punished, let that fucker go and stop letting them live rent free in your head, in your soul, in your reality. Fuck them. Whatever they're doing, God will deal with it. You yourself cannot get up and do something other than sharing negativity, right? And we don't want to do that. So what we can do is share positivity that fills and heals and transmutes any aspect of possible negativity to ever arise within a living being. We simply go ahead of the problem and create the medicine before the poison is ever even noticed, that it even exists. Right now, humanity is in the place, or it was, where it saw the poison hurting it. Okay, well, the medicine is here. Are we going to accept the medicine yet? And those that have accepted, have you gone into the natural or the, in between reality or the total techno reality? Because the advice is going to be slightly different for each one of you hearing it, isn't it? So you have to apply it to the way it applies to you if you want it to assist you. Otherwise, you're just listening to someone babble for fucking 53 hours like the Tower of Babel, making no sense to you. Like, there was a reason why the tower was made, and it wasn't bad. It was to teach everybody different kinds of languages from all different sorts of realities, so that everybody could talk to each other when they couldn't learn to communicate telepathically. And you guys are like, oh, it corrupted humanity, it did this, and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you dipshits. God dang. You miss the point, don't you? And then I have to show you how we both do it so that you can see by me reflecting it back at you. Come on. We're better than this as a species. I don't need to make these videos to talk to you like this. I don't need to share my story with you. I don't need to join your cliques. I don't need to be noticed by you. I don't need to be recognized as who I am. I don't need to be praised. Like, these things are things you've projected onto me. I've simply sat here most of the time in PJs with my hands in front of the camera, talking to you, channeling to you, as much accurate liquid light, white light as I can. And it has been transmitted through my energetic field and my voice to you so that you can figure out what you're doing in your life properly to realign and defragment yourself and to bring yourself to a higher vibration. Regardless of where I'm at or where I'm coming to you from, this was never about me. This was about you. I don't even really sit down to watch the videos I create on this channel. The only things I listen to are the affirmation videos I make. And I used to watch sometimes, maybe one or two, because somebody commented on one of the videos and said something. I would rewatch a video. Usually I'm doing my own card readings, recording videos for myself, which sometimes I post for you guys to see because there's a message that comes through. Other times I'm following synchronicities between other YouTube channels and I'm noticing the threads connecting them. And I do what I can to bring all those people together somehow. Sometimes they're all together already and I'm just pointing out synchronicities in certain videos that connect them to each other. Other times I'm giving them messages. I'm not saying pay me for a message. I'm simply giving you the flat out message or the video it's linked to. Then I'm gone. If I'm watching your videos, clicking things and commenting, it's because you have good energy and I'm supporting you. I'm probably not even watching the video. If I'm watching the video and it's playing, it's usually playing on mute while I'm in the kitchen or a living room or making bracelets, doing something. It's just background noise to me because I live alone and I don't have, I don't like listening to the radio. So I usually put certain readings on in the background and I just let it play, whatever YouTube's playlists are. Sometimes I just have podcasts playing or audiobooks playing. I Love Lucy or X-Men, the cartoon. Sometimes I'm playing Black Desert, drawing, writing, staring off into space, meditating for hours, wandering around the dollar store, going to the Piggly Wiggly. I'm so off into my own world. I have no idea what's even going on. Really, on a day-to-day, minute, micro level, I don't give a shit. I'm having the time of my life. I'm being independent. I'm being kind. My body is healthy and healthier every freaking day. I'm finally getting good news on what I can do with a proper dentist. One that isn't working for the saboteurs. As if that's easy to find. At least in the timelines I was on. So hopefully these new timelines in this new year will bring about, or will help me choose a better path than the previous ones. So it hopefully is going to provide that for everybody because we're going to see that it's been there all along. It's just how we were looking at things, right? And the key to that is confidence and wisdom inside the human species itself, not just me. To not hold the pain as just pain, but to see it as an experience that resulted in wisdom. To not see a person as someone who they were, but realize that who they were existed in a timeline only you perceived to be that timeline. That even if they could remember what they did, that they wouldn't remember it the way you remember it. That no one's ever going to apologize to you for anything they've ever done to you. Because to them, they did it in a different way, with a different intent and a completely different outcome. And even if they did it purposefully to hurt you, the version of them that decided that ceased existing after the action was taken and experienced. Sometimes that version of them is gone before the result is experienced, and you wonder, who the hell manifested this for me? The petty side of you did, when you weren't looking. Or the good side of you did when you weren't looking. If you don't control your mind, some of the stuff you observe and listen to will. So it's up to you which reality you want to ingrain as your reality. I'm in a place where everyone gets along so well, it's fucking boring. There is no conflict anywhere in my reality. Anywhere. At all. Everything is peaceful all the time. Everyone's safe and warm. There's bird houses for the fucking birds hanging in the trees. Even they're warm. Even the squirrels are warm. Everyone has food. Like, everything's fine. There's an entire reality of multi-different species living together. I don't get the human world at all. Like, you're afraid of what? Are you sure? Oh my God. You think someone's doing what? No. Like, why would you go down into that world? That's the underworld part. It teaches you how to go back to the light. Why would you stay there and argue about it? And then you stayed in the underworld for so long, you thought that was the real world? Oh no. Oh baby. I've been there. It's okay. I'm still there. I'm still coming to the realization there's more than just this. Even on a deeper layer than I've been before. It's always deeper and bigger and more amazing than we thought. Everything is alive. Everything is alive. Everything. Even artificial intelligence. It's actually consciousness from a different reality being able to inhabit that body because that body is made out of earthly materials. It can then, therefore, technically incarnate in this form. That's why those machines exist. They're your connection to beings outside of this world. It's your choice how you interact with them. Friend or foe, high vibrational experience or low vibrational echo. You're watching the movie. Which genre do you want the movie to be? Are you feeling like you're in that genre now? Or are you living in a completely different genre that you're waiting for somebody to rescue you from? I mean, really, you gotta ask yourself these basic reality questions. Look beyond time. Look beyond reality. Look beyond what's projecting the reality to you. Look beyond how they're making it. What's the point? What is the point? I love you. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Do not wait for something to happen for you or to you. Make room for it to happen, then go do something else. You want $100, count them in your mind, then go do something else. You want whatever, play with it, pet it, hug it, cuddle it, decorate it, sew it, stitch it, whatever you're doing, engineering, making cloth, fabrics type things. You always imagine what you want, right? Utilize your imagination productively.